Hey everybody, it's Nate from Explorers.life. We teach people how to build DIY campers. Welcome to episode 5 of our Crosstrek camper build. In today's video, I'm going to show you how we installed this Yakima FatCat Evo 4 ski rack to our Yakima LockNLoad platform. Let's get started. Now inside the box are going to be a pair of FatCat Evo 4 ski racks, mounting hardware for arrow bars or oval bars, and mounting hardware for square bars. But we aren't going to be using either one of those mounts, since in our last episode we installed this Yakima LockNLoad platform. We are going to be using the Smart Slot Kit 2, which is a lot more sleek, low-profile way of mounting than we could do with even these, because technically you could do it with this. These are just going to be more low-profile. I'll show you a comparison on how the two look if you watch all the way to the end of the video. Now this project would be simple to do whenever it's on top of the car, but ultimately it's easier for me to video when it was off of the car, so we've removed the roof rack from the car. And here's the hardware we're dealing with. We have these 4 spacers and these 4 T-slot bolts. And we also need these lever clamps off of these tie downs here that were included with the FatCat Evo 4. Now I've already taken a rough measurement of where I want the front rack mounted, and we're going to be mounting it on this crossbar, but this may be different depending on how long your own skis are, so just dry fit it before you get started. So now we have our T-slot bolt, this spacer, and then this lock lever thing. We need to put these together onto here. This is actually my second time doing this because I found an easier way than it said to in the instructions. The instructions had you put this T-slot bolt through the slot first, but there was just too much wiggle room and I had a hard time getting this threaded on top of this. So I'm going to show you a way I found that was a little easier. So you're going to grab your spacer, and it's worth noting that the top of this is curved and so is the inside of this piece right here. So just make sure that that curve lines up and fits nicely. Put the T-slot bolt into the spacer like that. Insert this assembly into the bottom of the ski rack like that. And then on the inside of the ski rack, you're going to thread this lock lever onto that stud. Just a few turns like that. And then do that to the same hole that's back here at the back. Now these are on here nice and loose, there's quite a bit of wiggle room, so we'll still be able to slide them into this track right here. So at this widest part of the LockNLoad platform track, we're going to insert this T-bolt into this track. Slide it down until you can do the next one. Now we can just spin these lever locks to tighten them up. And you just snug these down and then you push the lever over until it snaps. Do the same thing on the other one. The instructions actually say install the washers and knobs, tighten the knobs down until you achieve resistance of 15 pounds when closing the levers. I don't have a really good way to accurately measure that, so just don't force it down, just make sure it's snug. So that is actually all there is to installing one of these. The steps to installing the other one are the exact same. The main thing to just pay attention to is just fit your skis to them, because The bindings on your skis, if you're installing your skis up, if you're putting your skis into the rack upside down, could hit these racks. So just kind of pay attention to the placement of these particular racks on top of the platform and the orientation of the skis. So I'm going to go do the other side and I'll be right back. So since mounting these ski racks with the Smart Slot Kit 2, super low profile, as opposed to the Aero Bar style of mounting these, which is going to raise these up a little bit. One thing to note, and you're just going to have to make a decision on this, but on all of the skis that we have, you know, these are Marker Griffin bindings, and they hit this bar here, right here. It still fits, but it does touch. And actually, now that I've been sitting here staring at this for about 10 minutes, trying to decide if I'm okay with this or not, another option I think would be to actually remove this particular slat of the platform. This platform is super incredibly modular, and that's an option. So that might be something I entertain doing later on down the road, but you can always leave a comment and ask, you know, here in a few months, which way I ended up doing it and which way I liked. This video wasn't made to be really a review one way or the other about these particular racks. We just wanted to show you how to install them. Our initial impressions on these is that they are absolutely bomb-proof. But time will tell as to how they hold up, and we'll be sure to do another review after ski season. So I told you earlier in the video that I wanted to shoot a little comparison on how the ski rack looks when mounted with the Smart Slot Kit 2 that we just put on, in comparison to the Aero Bar style or the oval bar style. So, you know, the way that we did it is definitely a lot more sleek, low profile than this. This is going to be fine. It's going to work well. But ultimately, like, in my opinion, if you've spent as much money on this entire setup with the platform and everything like that, you may as well spend the extra 15 bucks to make it look nice and sleek like this and low profile. Maybe a little better fuel mileage, but ultimately, like, this rack is going to cut down on fuel mileage so much that's probably not that big of a deal. Anyway, that's pretty much the comparison, so you can see it now. But thanks for sticking around all the way to the end of the video, and we will see you in the next video.